chase, and there's a lot that could be discussed here today about kind of what the specific challenges are, what the problems are. But this event is really intended to move things forward and to focus on where do we go from here. And so in light of some of what we talked about and some of what was in the Center for an Urban Futures report, nearly half or around half of young people aging out of the system that really struggle to get connected to jobs. What are the one or two things that all of you would suggest going forward? What do you think, if you had a priority, whether it's ACS or other city agencies, what would the first steps that you would suggest undertaking for this? Jeremy, why don't we start with you?
I'd actually like to start where Commissioner Richter finally ended. I think it was his third final comment about kids with APLA. So for every young person, like my colleague here, there are 8 to 9 that struggle. And the ones that do struggle are typically young people that grow up in foster care. They grow up without belonging, without stability, without relationships. And I think we forget that systems don't create teenagers into employees. I bet you if we ask the commissioner to continue his conversation about how, when he thought about how he thought of himself as a worker, much of this happens in families. It's families that give us the self-esteem. It's families that help us take risk. It's belonging that pushes us out and lets us know if we fail, we can come back and get a fresh start. Kids that don't have that permanent relationship, kids that grow up in the system, fail because they don't have that stability. And if I could do one thing, which I know we can't, but it's good to just remind ourselves, I would love to make sure that ACS simply focuses on getting kids connected to families,